interrupting the show for a special report.
Because now it is time for Back Lab.
Okay, so I'm going to be demonstrating Heat and Bond liquid vinyl. This is a gel product that you can paint and apply to fabric to make it either water resistant or waterproof. So Danny's going to switch over to the overhead camera, and I prepared some samples, and here's what the jar looks like. So you can apply, depending on what you're looking for, between 1 and 3 different coats, and that will give you a different effect. So if you apply 1 coat, you'll get a water and stain resistant fabric. 2 coats is waterproof and stain resistant, and 3 coats is waterproof, stain resistant with a semi-gloss oilcloth finish. So I've got here 1, 2, and 3 coats. I know it's going to be hard to show up on camera. I guess the effect, I would say just this is the 1 coat right here. To me, it looks nearly the same as just quilting cotton by itself. These are, by the way, all quilting cotton. The product recommends you to test on a swatch of fabric before you apply it to a larger piece of fabric. And with the 1 coat, this is really nice. The 1 coat, again, is the water and stain resistant. 2 coats, as we go up in the amount of coats, this one's, a hair shinier, but I wouldn't say it's super shiny. But the 2 coats is the waterproof and stain resistant. And then the 3 coats is I think you could probably see the slight sheen on camera. This one's a bit more shinier than the 2 coats, and this one's waterproof, stain resistant, and then an oilcloth finish. So I did test sew 1 coat and 3 coats. I just folded the fabric back twice, so I did this and then I folded it under. So for the 1 coat on my particular machine, I did not need to use, I could just use my regular sewing machine foot. With the 3 coats, I did need to use my Teflon foot. I tried to start using my regular foot and it kind of all bunched up, and just because the foot was sticking. So you'll want to use either a Teflon foot, which is what this is here, or a walking foot for any stitching on the 3 coats. And all right, let me show you how to apply it, and then I'll do a test iron on one of these pieces that I've previously ironed. So you want to use a surface, protect your surface by, I'm using parchment paper just because I had it for baking and it was just something that I didn't need to buy extra. And here's my fabric. So with this product, the instructions say to use a paintbrush or a soft foam brush to apply. I actually found some good luck I just took a plastic spoon and scooped a small amount out and kind of just added it to the fabric. All right, so I'm just going to, I've got 3 dabs on there. This little, it feels sort of like a laminated cardboard. It comes in the jar underneath the cap, so when you twist open the cap for the first time, this is right underneath. And with the straight edge, I'm just going to use it and go in the same direction. You want to make sure you're applying product evenly, and you don't want to have like little globs like left over, because then when you iron it, it'll look like you have a bubble. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of move it. You want to make sure that you pre-wash and dry your fabric before you apply. And I'm going to work in both directions. So I'm going to go left to right and then up and down. And I'm just doing this quickly for the show, but you'll want to take your time and make sure everything looks even. Okay, and then any extra you can go ahead and wipe it back into the jar. So if you're applying this at home, you'll let it dry for 30 to 45 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and move this to the side and grab one of my pieces that are dried already. I'm going to grab a new parchment for the ironing. And this is a piece that's dry already. And then I'm going to take a second parchment and place it on top. Okay, so you'll need to have your iron set at a medium setting with no steam. And we're going to keep the iron moving for 45 seconds, and you can overlap the areas just to make sure everything's covered. I'm not going to go through that whole 45-second process, but just know it's 45 seconds for each area, and then kind of keep it moving and overlap it a little bit. So once that cools, if you intend to add a second layer, a second coat, you can go ahead and do that once it's completely cool, and just repeat that process up to 3 coats. Once you are happy with the amount of coats that you have applied, then you'll just let the piece cure or rest for 24 hours, and then you can go ahead and sew it. So on the container, it's noted it's non-toxic and acid-free. It is machine washable in cold water, and you can lay it flat to dry if you would like to. Since it's water resistant, you can also wipe it clean with a damp rag. And as you can see, it is sewable, but the packaging noted that because you're making little holes with your stitches, it might compromise the waterproofing. Your mileage may vary, and I did Google it because I was curious, but this product is not food safe. So you'll want to make sure that you stay away from, say, a lunch bag or any kind of food covering, something that will be coming in contact with food. You want to skip that. So again, the product is called Heat and Bond Liquid Vinyl, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments. But I really like this a lot. I like that you can kind of choose what kind of finish you like. I really like that aspect of it. Sheila wants to know, how would you compare this to OD Coat? I felt like the application was a little bit different. The reason that I decided to review this on the show was because my retreat in September, somebody had applied this to their fabric. From memory, it looked like they possibly had applied just the single coating to theirs, and I liked how the fabric felt when I held it in my hand, and I liked that with the one coating, it doesn't look shiny, just personal preference, but I kind of like finishes that are generally not shiny, so that's what I liked about it. I was really excited when I felt the fabric that this person brought to the retreat, so yeah, I'm really excited about this product, and I think I might like it slightly better than the OD Coat. Nothing wrong with OD Coat, but if you've tried the liquid vinyl, let me know in the comments how you liked it. Eileen says, does it feel stiffer as you go up in coats? That's a good question. Let me grab all my pieces out here again. 1, 2, 3. Definitely not stiffer. Well, yeah, I would say comparing 1 coat and 3 coats, I wouldn't say stiffer, but I would definitely say the drape of the single coat it's more drapier than the 3 coats. But the 3 coats was extremely easy to sew with, so I would have no hesitation recommending this with whatever interfacing you're using with whatever bag you're making. So even with foam interfacing, super easy to sew. I would say I would consider this lighter than, again, this is quilting cotton with the 3 coats on it. I would consider this lighter than, say, like a canvas fabric. So if you're okay sewing with canvas fabric with interfacing in layers, then this will be easy peasy to sew with. Elizabeth says, would you use this for a lining? You could either use it for exterior or lining. When I was Googling last week, I noticed that people were using it for all sorts of things, like a canvas or cotton covered chair, like benches and things like that. So like all sorts of applications. Dawn wanted to know, does it smell? The finished product, I noticed no smell. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, when I was ironing it, I would say it was like a 1 or a 2, as far as like 1 being like no smell at all and 10 being like very strong smell. I would say it was extremely low odor for ironing it. And Carol says, would you suggest applying the heat and bond prior to sewing on the finished bag? So great question. And I wrote this in my notes, but I forgot to mention it. I would recommend applying the product to a bigger piece of fabric than you need. You don't necessarily have to apply it to, like, say, a 1 yard piece, but I definitely would not cut out your pieces to size and then apply it. I would work with a bigger piece, just because when I was applying this, there was one piece where I had like a little glob and I didn't notice it when I applied it, and I didn't notice till after I ironed it. And so I think that's one of the reasons. I don't know if you can see that over here. There's like a little white. Danny, can you zoom in over here? See, there's like a little white like haze over there. That was where I just left a little bit too much product. So in order to avoid that, it would be easier if you just applied it to a bigger piece than you needed, then cut out your pieces after the product is fully cured after the 24 hours. Charlotte says, do you have to stir or shake the product before use? No, you actually don't. At least in my opinion, you don't, just because it's a gel. So you don't have to mix anything. There's nothing to mix. It's not like the product is separated and settled to the bottom. It's just a gel, and I just scooped off from the top, and it was, in my opinion, ready to use like that. Jenny says, can you use it on silk? That's a really good question. There's no comments on the product about types of fabric. It does say works best on smooth fabrics, so I would just take a little scrap of your silk and test it on there first. Joyce says, can you use it with cork? Another good question. In my opinion, it's not necessary on cork, just because cork fabric, or at least the cork I sell, is water resistant already. So I don't know that this would be necessary on the cork. The cork I sell at the factory, they Scotch guard it before we get it. So not sure that would be necessary on the cork. Does the jar say how many yards it coats? Oh, that's a good question. It does not, but I mean, I barely used any, so this will last quite a long time for a lot of fabric, yeah. Does the product bond with the fibers of the fabric once ironed? As in, will the coating rub off in areas which get a lot of abrasion, like on backpacks or duffels? That's a good question, too. Let me think about it in terms of this. I don't know. It's hard to say. Let me take my fingernail and try to scratch it. I mean, there's nothing really like flaking off, if that's what you mean. It's hard to say over time, like say a year of use of a backpack made with this. I don't really know like what that looks like, but seems pretty durable, at least from my fingernails trying to scratch into it. Is there shrinkage? The product does recommend to pre-wash and dry your fabric. So with that being said, if you're pre-washing your fabric, then there shouldn't be much shrinkage. I didn't feel that it kind of cinched up after I applied it, but it's always good practice. Every fabric reacts differently. It's always good practice to apply it to a slightly bigger piece than you need and then cut it down to size after it's been cured. Eileen says, is there a shelf life? Another good question. Honestly, I haven't had this long enough to tell, but if you're watching the show live and you've purchased this product before, let me know in the comments if you found it to be drying out over time or anything like that. It being a gel, I can't imagine that it would dry out quickly, but let me know in the comments. Danny will try to look out for those